I used to be just like you, but ever since I followed Mason's 90-step program, things have been changing. A lot of changes. Make sure to keep watching for your very own chance to live in a giant castle. Wow. Since the league is not out until tomorrow, I am going to be simulating this run. I'm going to be wearing full graceful, and I have some stamina potions. In the league, you will actually have infinite run energy, so I'm just kind of mimicking that. But to the best of my knowledge, all these other items are actually what we're going to be starting with. So that's what we're going to be running around and using. Now let's go ahead and just get started. This is a great thing to pop up. I'm not going to do the beekeeper, but a lot of the random events are actually tasks, and a lot of them are medium tasks. So if you get basically any of them, you want to go ahead and do them. I'm not going to show you how to do the beekeeper, but I am going to get started on this route. You want to immediately turn on your prayer and go ahead and drain all of it. And you also want to look around for Hans. If you don't see Hans, that's fine. We can just go ahead and start pickpocketing. And we want to actually keep going until we get a full 28 of these. And I see Hans now, so we can stop pickpocketing and talk to him whenever we get unstunned. And we just go, hello, what is my account age? Can you tell me how long I've been here? And then he'll tell you, and that's a task. Also, whenever you first get started in here, completing the league's tutorial and opening up the league's menu are tasks in of themselves. So you immediately have 2 tasks done. Now, again, we want to keep pickpocketing him. I think we have enough food to where you're going to be able to do 28 pickpockets on him and not have too much trouble dying. There's a lot of tasks associated with this. Achieving your first level up, your first level 5, opening 28 coin pouches at once is a medium, and achieving your first level 10, you can all do right here just by clicking on one person. Now, thankfully, we are actually going to be back in this spot more than once. So if you do get low on health and you want to run away, I mean, if you die, you'll just respawn right here. So not really a big deal. But if you do want to come back and do this later, if you get low on health, that is totally fine. And then you can go ahead and open up your coin pouches, and we can move on to the next step, which is going to be going up the weird wrong way to get into Lumbridge Castle. So climb up these stairs, climb back down them immediately, and we're going to be running over to these spiders. Now you want to swap to kick. That is specific to the task. You need to kill a spider by kicking it and go down the trapdoor. Now there aren't a ton of spawns here, so this might be one that you're actually fighting over. There is another spawn of spiders in Lumbridge. I don't know for a fact that it works. Like, it should be in Lumbridge, but I would maybe check here first. I guess I can update the description on this afterwards. I'll go ahead and I'm going out of my way to show you where the other one is. There's a lot of them over here. I guess this is Lumbridge. I don't know for a fact. You might have to go to the basement. It doesn't say basement though. It just says Lumbridge. Now, resource competition is something that I am definitely aware of, but thankfully there's trees as far as you can see here. So we want to go ahead and we want to actually chop down not just 1, but 2 logs here. You can get more if you want to go ahead and get a little bit of XP. You don't need it right this second though. So instead of going all the way around grabbing the shears, you can actually just buy some from here. And we do actually need to go to the shop anyway. This is probably just as fast as going the other way because we're gonna have to double back, but there are a few items that I do want to get rid of. We're not going to be using these bronze weapons at all. We can get rid of them, and we also don't need the body runes, so I will sell those, and then you can buy the shears if you would like. But we do need something from here. We need to buy a knife, and we'll start walking over here with our shears, and we need to make some arrow shafts. That is a task. And then if you do have some food right now still, like if you aren't super low on health, if you think that you can actually fight something, there's a ram here that we need to attack. It's only level 2, so it shouldn't be too much trouble smacking this thing down. You need 4 things of wool, by the way. That's a task. Go ahead, and we can actually go ahead and bury the bones as well, which is another task. And then once you have your wool, we're going to make our way over to this place right here, the little pub. And we need to talk to the bartender. And you have to actually do dialogue. We want 1 beer. That is 2 coins. Yes, thank you so much. I make that deal. You make that deal? And now we can go back into Lumbridge Castle. You can check on the spider spawn if you need to. If you weren't able to earlier, maybe in this few minute journey that we went on, you'll actually be able to get something in. And then we need to go open this door and use the spinning wheel and go ahead and spin all of those balls of wool that you just got. And then let's go ahead and actually bank the wool for now. We aren't going to need it until we're actually right next to a bank in Draenor. So we don't need it. That's just room that we can't use to carry food. And hopefully your prayer is drained by now. We need to go ahead and pray at an altar. That's another task. And there's a few tasks that we can get really quick right through here. Dancing in a graveyard is another task. Visiting Death's domain. Death lives down here. If you died pickpocketing that man, you may have already met this guy. We just need to come down here. We don't really have to do too much. We can leave. And now we're going to do a little bit of fishing. This is mostly just so we can get food. It is also a task to do some of the things associated with this, but we're not actually going to sit here and skill. If you did take Animal Wrangler, you might want to sit here for a minute. Anchovies are at level 15 and there are some tasks around it. I don't have that planned in my route, but if you have Animal Wrangler, you may approach getting these very quickly and you may want to do it. Likewise, if you took Power Miner, you may want to go ahead and mine 1 copper is a task, 5 tin is a task, and making 1 bronze bar is a task. So if you want to be really quick, I'd just mine 1 of each. And then the next time you go back up to Lumbridge, you can go ahead and smelt them together. So once you have a few shrimp, what we want to do is we want to use those logs and we want to light a fire. And then you want to cook all your shrimp. You probably want to have a lot of shrimp. Mason from the future here, if you would like to do a future task where you have to successfully cook 5 food, you may want to keep at least 5 raw shrimp on you, but we are about to go to a dangerous place, so that might be something that you want to come back later and grab. If it's not taking too long to catch the shrimp, I would go ahead and just fill your entire inventory with it and then cook it here because we want to have healing items throughout the rest of this run. So once you're done with that, you probably burned some. That's a task. Now we want to fight this little frog. Level 5. Don't fight the level 10s. There's also some like level 20s around here or something. Those are going to beat you up. Don't do that. We're going for 5 defense for a task, and there's another task that requires 10 defense. So once you get to 10 defense, you can swap the style if you want. But we can go ahead and talk to Count Check, and he will ask you something, teleport, learn about security, and he'll take you to a barbarian village and the stronghold of security. I'm gonna walk there and I'll meet you there because I already did it. Okay, I made it there. There's something wrong with the teleporting. Let's go ahead and go down, and there's a few different things that we actually want to do here. I don't know how to tell you this, but that rat, you gotta smack him. If you didn't bury the bones from the ram, if you didn't do that, you do need to bury some bones. And now we need to fight a goblin. Pick the one with a spear. There's a level 5 one. Don't go for the level 11 unless you're feeling a little crazy. And the 13 is just completely out of the picture. I don't care how crazy you're feeling. Don't do that. Get a little bit of prayer XP. And the goblin and a goblin with a spear are 2 separate tasks, and defeating one of them will satisfy both. Now, from here, you just need to go actually through the stronghold, which means you're going to be asked security questions while you're going through. I think because I've already completed it, it's not asking me the questions, but you can answer them, or oh, it is asking me. You can just spam click and you can get through. If at any time you actually just need to bail out, you can climb up that, but we're going to go deeper in. This is why we had a bunch of food though. Some of these guys are actually pretty strong and are definitely going to mess you up. The first level, not too bad. But once we get deeper in, I believe floor 3 and floor 4, if you're at 8 health or 9 health, you need to eat. The idea of doing this early, because this is actually leading to a medium task. The idea of doing this early is there's going to be so many people here that no one's going to get hit, maybe, or just someone that isn't you. All right, so this is floor number 3, and this is where it can get kind of dangerous. These guys in here, they can hurt you for a lot. They're also really pissed, so you really just need to be hovering that food. Sometimes you may have to wait and watch the patterns on them to try to find like an opening. This is also single combat, so if you really want to try to play around, you can have one of them aggressive towards you and use that to your advantage so none of the other ones can attack. But I mean, this is all kind of complicated for just running through the stronghold. Hey, this is what we want. That is 10k that we just got. And now we're going to risk it all. We're going to go down to the 4th level because there's a task down here waiting. And here is our task. Boots. Which one do we pick? The fancy boots or the fighter boots? Oh, or the fancier boots. I'm picking the fancier boots. And now we're ready to leave. And by leave, I mean go back to the barbarian village because I have more things we need to do here. So I'm not 100% sure that this is the move, but defeating a barbarian is a task. So we're going to try to do that in a second. But first, we want to go ahead and let's buy a steel full helm because wearing steel armor is a task. And drinking a beer is going to be a task. You just sit here and safe spot them. Putting this in as like a little bonus. This isn't included in the number that I have going on right now. So after we've completed that, we can actually go ahead and use our home teleport. And this is going to be a task. Going back home is a task. And now let's go. Since we have some money, we can buy some stuff from Bob. In particular, we want a steel axe. We'll buy one of those. Also, we can talk to him and say, give me a quest. And he'll say, no, leave me alone. Oh, Bob, what a silly guy. And now we need to go all the way up here. We're going a big path where we wrap all the way around and into Drainer. So hopefully these are actually here. I don't know what the respawns are going to be like. Okay, we need to pick up 3 of them. And then we need to eat one. And that's a task. Now we want to unequip our Draymond staff. And we need to swap to punch. And we have to punch one of these chickens to death. Why is this a task? I don't know. Someone's sick. And we can go ahead and pick up an egg. If you are not able to pick up any of the eggs that have spawned, then you can search the coop and get an egg. And once you have that egg, we can leave here and go to the wheat field. Now at the wheat field, we're going to want to pick a piece of wheat, but we also need to cry. Yep, that's a thing. Yeah, we needed to do that apparently. And then we can make our way over to here where we can go up top to the mill. Climb up. And we will take our grain and put in the hopper. Then you want to operate the hopper with the lever. Climb down the ladder. Climb down the ladder. And empty the flower bed. And our pot will fill up. And now we can also fill up our bucket. Let's go ahead and open up this gate. And we need to find the dairy cow. Now we got some milk. And we can make our way back onto the path. Get on the road. And there are a few things right here that we want to do. Some of these might take a minute or might be full. So, for example, there's a tree here that you need to chop down for a task. There might be a ton of people here, and it might be very difficult to actually go ahead and get this thing knocked down. I don't know. You can come back to it later. There is also an alternative spot that I will be showing later. And then we want to go into here and search the haystack. This one might take, oh, well, I might get it first try. It might take a few tries for you. And now we can actually just head on over to Draenor. Whenever you're here, you may want to go ahead and pick up Vampire Slayer. Morgan's house is right here. You'll go into here, talk to Morgan, and then go upstairs and search the cupboard, and you should get a thing of garlic. Morgan will tell us that we need to go to the Blue Moon Inn in Varrock and talk to somebody, which thankfully we're going to Varrock later, so we'll be able to take care of that. But for now, we don't have to worry about this. I actually am going to bank the garlic for now, and I'm going to bank a few of these things. Actually, I might just go ahead and bank it all, and then take out those balls that you've spun up, and we're going to talk to Ned, and Ned will trade those for a thing of rope. Yeah, look at that. Yes, I would like to buy some rope. Get me 4 balls of wool. Yes, I have 4 balls of wool. Wink, wink. And there we go. That's another task. Now we can go ahead and go to the back of this place and talk to Aggie. And we can get a yellow dye. She wants 2 onions and 5 coins. And we have 2 onions and 5 coins. And now we can talk to her and insult her. And she steals some money. That's why you bank your stuff. That's it. It's just 20 coins. It's not a big deal. We want to do some agility. So let's go ahead and climb up the wall. We only need to complete 1 lap for a task. But what I really want is to get a Mark of Grace, and unfortunately that's probably going to take quite a few laps. That'll take multiple laps. So I went ahead and I have included in here that you need to complete 10 laps of the course, because that's going to get you a medium task. And if the mark is already taking a while, if it already takes you 7 or 8 laps, I think you might as well go ahead and finish off your 10 while you're here. If you get lucky and you get the mark on your very first one, then you can go ahead and skip this and come back later when you have a higher XP multiplier, or whenever you feel like doing it more. Now, the next thing that we want to do is we want to go and buy a chronicle and a few pages for it. So it costs 300. How much do the teleport cards cost? I think we only use it twice, but just in case you mess up or you want to go do some extra stuff, you probably want to go ahead and buy a few, maybe even 5 of them. I'm going to buy 4 and put them in. And we also want to go ahead and buy some wine if you're out of food. That's going to be very helpful. They're incredibly cheap, 1 coin each. So there's not really any harm in dropping them. You could probably fill up your inventory full of them, except for one thing we need to also buy here. Oh, I have remarked. We need to buy some barley seeds. I believe 4 is what you need. I know it's at least enough. It could be extra. I'm pretty sure it's 4. And once we have that, we are not going to do anything with these yet. We are actually going to go head off to the wizard's tower. Not because I want to talk to the wizards, but because I want to use the fairy ring that's chilling behind the tower. So go ahead and run all the way over there. This is one of the longest stretches of running I have in here without doing anything at all. But it doesn't really seem that long whenever I jump cut like I just did. So let's go ahead and configure. We want to go to CKR, that is south of Taiwanai. You need to watch out for the hobgoblins. They will attack you. And we want to go net the Karambwanji spot. That's a task. And also we want some stackable food. These are pretty decent. If you need any more shrimp for whatever reason, you can go ahead and get some more here. So you actually cannot cook Karambwanji after the quest is completed. So catch a few extra raw shrimp. The task that we want to complete is to cook 5 of them without burning. And now we're going to go back. We're not actually going to go back where we came from, though. We're going to go to Zenaris because going there is a task as well. And now we're going to open up our handy dandy leagues menu that I don't have and teleport to Brimhaven. I'm not entirely sure where it starts you out at, but I'm just going to pretend that it is at the pier. And if it isn't, you can make your way over to here while doing other things. We want to trade a trader crew member. It's a task to buy something from them. I'm going to choose a banana because it's also a task to eat a banana. And now we'll make our way over to here where some of the other tasks are. Again, if you actually do end up spawning next to, say, the home portal, do those tasks that I'm about to do first, and then you can run back over there because we actually do have to double back over here. So we want to make our way over to these pineapples. These might be missing, but I'm going to go ahead and grab one and assume that you will teleport back here at some point if you need to, since it's a free teleport. And we got one. Actually, I got two. Oops. Fighting a snake is also a task. So I'm going to smack this snake. If you got food with you, you should be fine. Even if you don't, it's just a little snake. You probably got it. And now the biggest thing right here, this is a medium task. You can go into the Brimhaven dungeon. Good thing we did the stronghold and got all that money, huh? 875 coins to enter. Yeah, that's fine. Wow, it looks so cool in here. That's it. We have nothing to do in here. It's just a task to go in. So let's go ahead and leave. And now we will make our way back over to here. And we're going to want to pay the fare to go to Shiloh Village because there's a bunch of stuff to do in Shiloh Village. So let's make our way over towards the Slayer Master. There's a lot of fishing spots here. I don't have any fishing written out here, but some of these are pretty easy. So if you have Animal Wrangler or you just want to get some extra stuff done, absolutely feel free to fish here. But again, I tried to limiting the skilling in this, just things you can go quick. Trade Duradel, and we want to buy a spiny helmet. We also want to buy an enchanted gem. So use the enchanted gem to check your Slayer task, and then equip the spiny helmet, and you'll get points for that as well. And now we need to make our way across the river because there is a place we need to sleep at. See this place that looks like it's a building, but also looks like it isn't a building? That's where we're going. I guess this is who we talk to? Do you have anything for sale? We want a night's rest. Wow, thank you. And then we take the ladder up. And wow, look at that. And once you've had your fill, we can use our Chronicle to teleport. And we want to make our way over to the side of the building. And we want to talk to this person right here. And by talk to, I mean trade, because you can do that now. You used to not be able to do that. Also, I have later on to fight this guy. If you would like to go ahead and fight a mugger right now, you can get ahead of the competition. I don't know that there's going to be crowding over these guys, but I was going to have you fight him in Lumberjack. I still am, but if you see this guy, feel free to shoot a wind strike at him. We want a rake, we need a seed dibber, and we need 3 buckets of compost. And you can go ahead and rake this. I am not going to clear my stuff, but you won't have stuff. And then we actually need to go ahead and go on a journey all the way to the southeast. And this is where we're going to plant our barley seeds, is down here. There is also another potato field that has a tree. Now, I believe this is an oak tree, so you're going to have your wood cutting up a teeny tiny bit. Around here are normal trees, though, so go ahead and get your fire making up and your fletching up. You need 1,000 arrow shafts for a task later, so if you want to go ahead and work on that, if you don't have a high enough wood cutting, go ahead and get that. Maybe there's no one over at this one. I don't know. So we can go here and we can rake this patch, and then we'll use our barley seeds. Hey, there we go. Now he'll watch it for us, and that's another task, protecting our crops. So now, remember those arrow shafts I was telling you about? I want you to get 1,000 of them. So if you want to just stay here for right now, you can. We are going to need to teleport back in a minute to do the next thing that I'm going to do, though. So you are going to have to get a little bit of wood cutting and a little bit of fletching. And I want you to burn some oak logs. So you need to get your fire making up a little bit too. Now, I know this sounds like a lot of stuff, but getting this level up also means we can actually use our steel axe, which is a task. And for those that don't know or have forgotten Whenever you use a knife on logs and make arrow shafts, it gives you 15. But if you use them on oak logs, it actually gives you 30. So whenever you get the chance to use oak, definitely go ahead and jump up to oak. It isn't actually going to take that long to do this. Once you've used your free Lumbridge teleport, you can go ahead and walk down over to the canoe station because we want to take a canoe back up to the Champions Guild. Not because it saves a bunch of time, but because it is actually a task to make that canoe. There we go. Wow, look at that. That's a beautiful canoe. I'm sure it's seaworthy. I mean, it looks a little bit better in the cutscene, I guess. I'll give him that. So we should have Dragon Slayer automatically completed, which means we want to go ahead and open this place up because there are some items that we need to buy here. Just like equipping a steel full helm with steel armor and counted as the task, a black full helm also gives us a really nice task, 30 points. As you're entering Varrock, you really want to make sure that you're on the lookout for the stray dog, because that dog wants to be pet, and it is a task to pet it, but it could be anywhere, so you're really going to have to look. Now, these cabbages might not be here. I don't know what the grow rate is and the respawn and how many people will be here, but it is a task to pick them up, so I'm writing out that you should go there and pick them up. Yeah, you can yell at Charlie the Tramp if you want, but I don't think this is who you're supposed to be yelling at. I believe there's someone else walking around. If you're doing Vampire Slayer, you want to go ahead and talk to Dr. Harlow and pick up the steak from him. I've already done the quest, so I'm not going to do that. Here's the Tramp. The unnamed individual. This is who we want to talk to. And you just be a jerk to him and you get points. How cool is that? All right, swing back to the main road. Ah! What? This dude's talking smack. The dog. Pet the dog. Pet the dog. Another task. Easy. Best task of my life. We want to go ahead and go to the shopkeeper and buy an iron dagger. At level 1 attack, you can equip it, and that is a task completed. After we get the dagger, we can make our way over to Zaph and his staff, and we could buy a really cool fire staff, but I feel like an air staff is going to be a lot more useful for us, so let's get a staff of air. We do still have a little bit of gold left, which is good because we are definitely going to need to spend it later. Let's go ahead and head on west, and we're going to go pick up a cat. Now, Gertrude's cat should be auto-completed for us, so we can just pick up a new kitten, which I might not be able to do on this account. We'll see. Nope, but whenever you do, right-click on it and hit stroke. Give it some attention, and that is a task completed. Let's go to East Varrock and make sure you have your pickaxe with you. Take it out of the bank if you don't. And once you have your pickaxe, we're going to go to the mage shop and we're going to smack his skull open. I hate mages. Here's another mugger if you want to get a little task done. Go ahead and trade them, and you probably want to go ahead and buy a few runes. You probably need a lot of mind runes, and then I'll go ahead and I'll just buy 1 pack and open that up. And honestly, Wind Strike might be carrying us pretty hard since we have the Staff of Air. And now we want to teleport, and that's going to be a task. Visiting the Rune Essence Mine. And then actually mining some essence is also another task. We want to go buy some fancy new clothes. So go over here and open this gate. And trade. We want a few different things. We want a blue wizard hat, a blue skirt, and then whatever kind of cape you're feeling. I think I'm going to buy a yellow cape. And put on the blue wizard hat, put on the blue skirt. That should be a task right there. Equip a wizard robe and hat. Look at us. And now let's go and put a hat up. We got too many hats. All right, I need to get rid of some of these hats. They're very heavy. So I think this house right here actually has some sort of mechanism for us to be able to stand our hats on. I think the helms work, or rather they don't work, but it still counts. Now let's go to the tea stall and go ahead and yoink some tea. I think at this point in time, you probably should already have your second relic. So you might want to sit here and go ahead and get to level 15 because we are going to need level 15 for this. You can drop all of them but one, or drink all of them but one. It is a nice cup of tea, but we do need one for an item. And then we want to go over to this public worker and blast the hell out of them with airstrikes, or whichever one you bought for. Whatever your magic level is right now, feel free to just pepper him with whatever you got. You can use the arrows too if you want. I still got the bow and arrows with me. You might as well. But it is a task to defeat a guard, so really lay into him. Man, I just feel so good. I got such a high from that. I think I'm going to go spend a large sum of money. I'm going to go make a questionable investment right now. And so I, of course, am talking about real estate. Let's go buy a house, guys. Let's go buy a house that I don't need. That would be really fun, wouldn't it? Oh, talk to the estate agent and go, I would like to buy a house. And he says, yes, a house. I love houses. That will be 1,000 gold. And I go, okay, cool. Thanks. Once we're done with that, let's go to church. And not atone for anything. We haven't done anything wrong. We're perfect. But we do want to, because we're so nice, let's talk to old Gam Gam up here. We want to get a haircut. So talk to Emma. And I would like a haircut. Go ahead and go through all that and get your hair done up. However, I like my hair, so I'm not going to do it. But get a task complete from doing that. And here is a really big XP drop that you're about to get. Really make sure that you're at Relic 2. Okay? You really want the 8 times XP. You could talk to Orlando and get started on doing the natural history quiz, which means you're going to have to run around to all these exhibits, and there's a little thing you have to fill out, a little questionnaire. And once you're done, go up to Orlando and talk to him, and you will get crazy XP drops. The task that we're looking at completing, achieving your first level 20 and reach total level 100. That's 40 points collectively from that. And now we want to run all the way over here. We need to grab some logs. Hopefully you have at least one axe with you. You probably don't need both. We can probably go ahead and drop one. And let's just grab normal logs. And we need to buy a plank, wood, 100. That is a task completed. And now let's go all the way through that gate. And we want to go to Fossil Island. There's a barge over there waiting for us. They've been wanting to go all day, but you guys have been taking so long going through these tasks. Come on, I made it fast. I don't know why you're taking so long. I'm just kidding. I'm sure you're doing a great job. You're doing the best you can. We appreciate it. Let's go ahead and quick travel with him. And this is a task complete. And there's one more task that we want to do here. And this is a tricky one because he's kind of hard to see. But there's a little doggy here that you want to pet. You pet the dog. Wow. And now we can go back to Lumbridge. We're actually almost done. Depending on if you picked up any bonus tasks along the way, like using your actual relics, you might already be done. You might be looking at your second region. And from here, we can turn in Cook's Assistant. So let's go back upstairs to the bank and grab the items that he wanted. And then blah, 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 blah. Wow, look, we completed Cook's Assistant. That's so cool. We got a lot of XP for that. Nice. So you actually cannot cook crumb bwanji after the quest is completed. So catch a few extra raw shrimp. The task that we want to complete is to cook 5 of them without burning. If you need to go back and catch some more, it really shouldn't take you any time. Walking there will take a few seconds, but you can immediately teleport back to Lumbridge and get cooking again. So once you're done with that, we are going to exit through this side. And if you want to keep your eyes out for someone who looks like they're going to mug you, like this guy maybe, Again, you may have already done this, but I'm going to go ahead and just start blasting him with Wind Strike. And that is a task completed. And now we want to head on down to the Ham hideout, assuming that you went ahead and got 15 thieving, which you should have. Oh, someone's already here. Wow. We want to pickpocket. And that's a task. If you want to stay here and get a grimy guam or a steel pickaxe, those are things that I'm not covering in the video, but they do lead to tasks. If you did not spot the mugger on your way through here, you might look out for him right here. I don't see one. Do you see one? I know that I've been running into them. Like, they seem incredibly common as I've been running around, but that's because no one else is looking for them to fight. On leagues, other people are actually going to want to fight them, so you might actually have to keep an eye out for them and keep looking around. But right now, we need to talk to the candle seller. A candle for 1,000 gold. That is a lot of our money gone. We had 10k. We only have 1.2k left. But that is a medium task. That's 30 points. And now we want to teleport back to Brimhaven. Again, I don't really know where you spawn whenever you teleport to Brimhaven, but we are going to go enter the portal and go to our own house. Just entering your house is actually a 10-point task. Now go back in build mode, and we want to add a room. That's 30 points. We're going to spend 1k. Pick out your favorite. Do a garden, do a parlor. I don't know. Do whatever you like. And that's 30 points. And now your total is 90 tasks done and 1,250 points collected. You are on an insane start. You just got your second region. You're kind of deep into your second relic. There's still a lot to be able to do on here, but this is most of the like super quick, super easy, don't have to really do anything tasks, just available to Mistalin and Karamja. I hope that was helpful. If I messed up anything, please let everyone know in the comments what they should be doing differently. I did have to make an edit with the fish because I messed up on that. So sorry about that. I am going to be doing follow-ups to these during leagues, more different guides on like, this is really strong, this is how to take advantage of this kind of thing. So make sure to subscribe to keep up to date with all that. And until the next one, take care. Goodbye.